So all the practices and like techniques that we've used today it's all coming from Rinpoche's book, Secret Path of the Siddhas, which I know many of you have. I don't know if you guys have this book, but it's a really clear description of the path, starting from foundational practices of shamatha and vipassana, all the way up to the foundational practices of Mahamudra and Dzogchen. So I recommend everyone get that. You know, I think one of the things today when we were reading the third Karmapa's prayer that struck me was knowing the varieties of meditation in all their variety. And I think that's really important because I think, you know, particularly with things like meditation or a lot of like mystical, esoteric traditions, it seems like we're accessing something that's kind of like outside of our everyday experience. We're trying to cultivate this awakening. We're trying to cultivate this insight. But we don't want the path to be like a maze. We try one thing and then we try another thing, and then like we follow one route and then we take a branch, and then all of a sudden randomly we end up in like this space where like we have this amazing experience or this amazing awakening or this amazing insight, but we don't know how we got here. We don't know how to get back, right? We get out of that experience and then we're like wondering like, oh, how do I recreate that? How do I, you know, I had this glimpse, but I don't really know how to get there again. I don't know how to like trace my path. And so, you know, the Buddhist path it's not only a well-traveled path, but it also has a clear, like, you know where you are on the path, right? Because you know all the varieties of meditation and experience, and you know the mind, right? The outer layers of the mind, working with suffering, working with emotions, working with drama of our kind of daily existence. But you also notice like the inner qualities of the mind, right? You're familiar with the nature of the mind. You're familiar with compassion and kindness and generosity. And so you're able to like bring those onto the path, onto your lived experience, and share those with other people. And so it's this path that it's really well traveled and clear, and like you know how to get back to wherever it is that you're going. Whether that's awakening, whether that's just finding some like rest and stillness at the end of the day because you just had a crazy day at work, and you have the tools and the resources and the expertise to like use the path effectively. You know, they say it's like an esoteric tradition, and it's like this is like very profound kind of mystical path of awakening, but like the actual truth of the matter is very practical, right? It's very practical and something that we can use in the immediacy of our own life to make our life better, to benefit people around us. It comes in handy. Yeah, it's a handy, like, you know, all these Buddhas and deities and protectors and all this. There's all these like rituals and like all this like stuff that seems very kind of like outside of our experience. But the reality of the path is it's very handy, it's very practical, and it's very accessible. We have these teachings available to us. We have teachers who we can contact and like interact with and ask questions. We have Sangha, we have communities who can support our practice, who can, you know, we can ask questions to, who can just commiserate with, right? So we have all this stuff available to us, and it's, you know, it's a path that if we choose, we can travel this path, and we can, you know, take it to the farthest reaches of our intent, right? It's up to us to travel the path and how far we want to go on that path.